it shows you what all I was telling you.
Oh, okay.
See, the front comes off. You see the brick. You pull a piece of brick out, and then it's
They're right
open.
there.
Yeah. Put that in a big container and put Spanish moss in there with it. Mixed vandalism in here at one time after Katrina, and that's why they now have a guard at the gate.
Can you imagine stealing from the cemetery?
Right?
You'd be cursed.
Some of them they put a front on it, and it's real fancy. You don't even know that. But some are tall and some are very low to the ground. Now somebody like this had a little money probably, nice and big, and I look at the gate and the urns, and they probably had a bench. But then a lot of people couldn't afford. A lot of people couldn't even afford a coffin like that.
He and I have been in the cemetery before Katrina. We were telling them about Nicolas Cage's thing, so
yeah.
we've seen it once, but
Yeah.
this is new to them. Fascinating.
You probably didn't know lightning struck it. Did you know lightning
No.
busted it wide open? Yeah.
Really?
Of course, everybody thinks it has to do with voodoo and all, you know. Maybe at the first time.
Did you hear
Well,
that?
that's what I was wondering. Did from the cemeteries or landmarks digging up and finding, is that where the voodoo came from? Maybe the spirits, or no?
I don't think they.
Just
A
curious.
lot of it is from voodoo, you know, like from Haiti. Maria Laveau was from Haiti.
Right.
And
So she sort of brought that.
yeah. And,
Okay.
But she was also a devout Catholic. But she was able to do the two close enough together that everybody on both sides were happy. Reading this to me, first of all, I thought that was beautiful writing. And this probably was taller. It either sunk or it was broken. But they told me his name is Louis, and it goes on down to say he was legitimate. I don't know why you have to put that on your gravestone. And on down. And then it says he was a good friend, a good brother, a good person. And we figured out that he was only 19 when he died.
Oh.
So we got to talking, some of us, and if he came over here with the Navy, he probably had no friends. And he was just married. You know.
Wow.
And we try to remember him.
Wow.
So, all these empty spots, like I said, and look at the fern popping out here.
That's really interesting. That's the corner.
Yeah. I'll show you one right here. This has a candle in it.
So this was really the foundation for one or.
Whoever did that,
That's a nice piece of.
they probably thought, they didn't know about the brick behind it. They thought if they broke it, they could see in or get something, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
And look at this one right here. This is all about it. It obviously had two statues, one on each side. And of course, there was another urn. There's one, and it went here. And I don't know. That's why I say we can
Wow,
only.
it's so interesting to
Yeah.
speculate and.
Now that group I was telling you about, Save Our Cemeteries, they dig into a lot of that and come up with some really good answers. You know.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this. Oh.
Yeah, where she says they moved the.
The three in the middle are family tombs from someone right here.
Wow.
Now, what a society tomb was, people belonged to a certain organization, and they would get together and build their tomb, and they would all be buried there.
Like the Masons or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. In
The
fact, I think
society
that
too.
one has something to do with the Masons.
Oh, wow.
But then you had people who didn't have any money, and they worried about stuff like that for them and their family. So they came up with the idea that they could buy one of these from us. Now, sometimes they would make an organization that there were plenty of them around, and they could build their own. And I'll show you one like that in a little while. Where they just want to build their own. So you can either join in someone else's or do your own thing.
So that.
Somebody remembers somebody. It's just so old. You think maybe there's no one, but there are.
I always heard that your hair and your nails grow.
Is a society for musicians. It's facing that way. Everything is so crazy in here. And a lot of poor musicians have been buried there. And they say that if you can play an instrument, you're welcome to be buried there. Probably about a block, maybe more.
Maybe
And all
more.
the people were telling me that from the outside it looks so small, but now that they're in here, they realize
It does look small from the
Yeah,
outside.
it's bigger than they thought.
Yeah.
And this I like to show because look at this is the top to a ball, another one, and here's the one the other almost gone. down
Oh,
into the ground.
wow.
Oh wow.
It has sunk way on down.
Oh wow! So the bricks have disintegrated.
Yeah.
Look at there's a place here in the city for marble.
There is the place where we bought it, Save Our Cemeteries, and they redid it. They put the old plaque here. This is their new one, but they
okay.
left this. This is from the old family, and they didn't try to do away with it.
That's
You
Oh well,
see?
that's nice.
Yeah, it
I
is.
like that.
I think they tried to preserve the history
Yeah.
right along. And this
That's so
is
cool.
sinking very low.
Natural.
And this one too. This would
Actually,
have been
no.
the
We're
next
in the
one
middle
down.
part of the city. We're 19 feet below sea level.
You are below. Okay.
Yeah, they're below.
Okay, yeah. Now this area in here in the French Quarter is higher a little bit than the rest
Okay.
of the city. But, and this also has someone from the American Revolution.
It just makes me wonder about some of the.
Yeah.
Especially
It's like
true.
people dropping hair bands
Yeah,
or
Well,
somebody's all
something.
over.
Marie Laveau was a hairdresser by trade.
Oh, she was, I
so
guess.
these
yeah.
people think it's Marie Laveau when they see
Gotcha.
all of
Okay.
this. She would go into the homes of the wealthy people in the French Quarter to do their hair, but also get the gossip. And people who worked for people like politicians and all that, she would pay them for the information.
Wow.
So it wasn't long before she had a reputation like she's got to be the real deal. There's no way she could have known about that.
Oh, uh-huh.
She did a lot. She did. And, but she wasn't bad. The movies make her sound like she's really bad, but in reality, she was a very devout Catholic.
You want me to hold that?
And in her
I'm
little
good.
shop,
Yeah.
of course, she was
good.
from Haiti, so
Camera.
she knew all about the voodoo. But she was able to get them close enough that she didn't offend anyone. With it. Everybody was pretty much happy with what she was saying or doing.
Yeah.
I think subconsciously, some people want to believe that maybe it would work, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
when you're wanting something, you know.
Right.
So anyway, that explains all the hair stuff.
That's something. We were at the wrong tune.
The old wall I was telling you about, and they gave him this part back here.
Oh.
Now there's a plaque here that says the Protestant section.
It looks like that's old brick really smoked down.
Or it's a
Or there was brick
facade.
on the other side of it
Kinda
or
like-
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too long after this that the one in the Garden District opened up, Lafayette, and that's for anybody. So I think they just started going out there.
Yeah, that Lafayette Cemetery is stop 12 on there.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
yeah. So the monument here is for the men who actually died in the Battle of New Orleans. That we actually died. And this one here that's leaning a little bit, that's from the water table. But our first American governor was Claiborne, and his wife and child died in childbirth. And that's
Oh,
where
wow.
they are.
Interesting. The empty section.
Isn't that-
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Up, you know.
Hey Scott, look at this. It looks like worms
I thought that too.
Oh,
but
wow.
you know, it-
or something
yeah.
through the sand, sand mixture, or
I
like she
saw
said, the
that
river
on-
So
mud.
cool.
I saw that on, and I said the same thing, and some man was telling me, I can't remember what he said made that. So much history in here. Now look here, here's a couple of them. This one of the greatest violin masters of the South. Now who would have thought you would come here and see that? And a lot of times the French people seem attracted to this one, and it looks like Caroline is the mother, from what they tell me. She had two daughters, Alphonsine and Lori, and they died within days of one another.
Oh.
So that kind of makes me think yellow fever for them to die like that, you know. And there's a lot of Carolines here, so I think Caroline must have been a plumber. This is something I decided on my own, that this person here must have been a plumber.
Must have been a plumber, I agree.
He was probably real proud of that when he put it there. You know, it had a little cross and it was probably painted. This is a plaque about the age, if you want to do it, about the age of the wall. But somebody took the time to do that. And
That's amazing. It's so funny.
his name was what, Francois? Gerard? The big one back here has something to do with
Oh wow. That's
business
gorgeous.
people. That's what they told me. They were reading around on it,
Like a
like
society one again?
bankers and people with money, you know.
One of those society
Yeah,
buildings?
right.
Yeah, because they just have
Yeah.
a number in each of the
Yeah.
squares.
Like they suddenly appeared. There's another one of those things that we were talking about. See?
Yep.
They go around it. I think
It's so interesting.
that's stuff.
Oh wow.
And once they got that, it stopped, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure it was worth quite a bit.
I'm sure. Yeah. You can get lost in here, really.
Oh, I bet.
Now, here's the one that
Here's one that's
couple of
missing.
them saw. But this is how it looks when they would come to do it. And he would move this out and put it somewhere. And they would hang a curtain over the front of it so that you're not looking right in at the funeral, you know. And after everybody's gone, then he'll come back and put it all back together again. And they charge $350 for that because you already own the vault, you know, just to take it down and put it back. The only one in here that I know of that has this. It says Mother.
Wow.
That we
their
have another
photograph in
cemetery that's really great.
Did you see
I
that?
love going
Yeah,
in
look.
there. It's Irish, mostly Irish and German, and they have those everywhere. In other words, if we were there,
Irish were real big on that.
every person would have a picture. You
That's
know,
amazing.
and that's Protestants or where it was.
Are these torches?
They look like
upside down torches?
Yeah, upside down torches. That represents life being snuffed out too soon. And then the wreath means victory. And way up high, the hourglass with wings, time flying by, as they fought. And there were enough of them that they could build their own.
Wow.
And I
They
remember
spent some money on this one.
Italian, but Netherlands.
Oh.
Have you heard of a movie called Easy Rider? This is the one that they messed up. They got up there and broke the lady's head.
Oh my goodness.
And on the other side, they sat in her lap and took pictures of that. And when the church saw it, they were very offended by all that. They actually came in and they weren't supposed to be here. It's in Portuguese. Did any of you read that?
No.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't do us any good. I'm not sure what this did there for a while.
Nicolas Cage for his best work. Raising Arizona is the correct answer to his best work.
Nick Cage.
I think Nicolas Cage, he's not growing the city up.
The real, you can see all the X's. It was just like the other one, but it has nothing to do. People just guessing. And him and his family were an artist, a very nice art, you know, very well known. And they lived in the French Quarter on Ursuline in Decatur, and that piece of property just sold for $10 million.
Oh wow.
But they said that they had the whole family was an artist, children, mother, for all of them, and they had a summer home across the lake in Mandeville. And while they were there, all three because he didn't pay the taxes. Now, at one point, he got arrested for not paying taxes, and when that happened, he called Dog the Bounty Hunter to come down here and help him out. Everything's real dramatic with him, you know.
This Nicholas Cage.
Yeah, but the worst thing, as far as he's concerned, someone here put a curse on him. And it really, really bothered him because they say everywhere he went, he was saying, how do you get rid of a curse? Who do you have to see? What do I have to do? He really wanted the curse gone, and we really never knew what the curse was.
Oh wow.
But it bothered him. And finally, someone told him that if you come in here to this cemetery and get a piece of property, put a pyramid on it, it'll break the curse. He did just that. And like you say, over $200,000 he spent. There's no one in there. And I really hope that his curse is gone, wherever he's at. It's supposed to be all for one or one for all, something to do with one.
It's funny.
And like I said, there's no one in it. But, and then he fixed these two because they were in bad disrepair. But,
I think I remember this almost being a gray color or a silver color when we first saw it years ago. I don't remember it being all white, do you?
I don't know.
well, let me tell you something about all of this. After all this happened, when we start to lead on it, you look right here. If you look close, you can see a crack has been repaired.
Uh-huh.
Lightning struck it, knocked it wide open.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, everybody thinks something to do with
People leave coins for what? Just as a good luck or something? Or
I really don't know. Some,
Well,
you know,
depending
they
on your
people-
religion,
Patreon.
it's
And
You
they,
have to pay your way to
you have to
get
pay
in.
your way to get in.
yeah, I've heard that too. Pay the ferry, they say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This one is really falling. Henry Deck, D-E-C-K. It's a nice one though.
I didn't know E.
I know we-
Just walk right up on it. This is a plaque about her, but it's all
This is
been
it?
whitewashed.
Oh,
But if
wow.
you look close, you can see where the X's were.
Yeah, when we were
Oh,
here, it
yeah.
was all
All
X's.
covered,
Oh,
I
it was
know.
just
It used to be that way.
really covered.
And when she was young, she was married before to Mr. Paris, and he died very young. And then she married Mr. Glapion. They had 15 children.